All right, so getting into the second point here of what I was making, I've there are kind of two different sides to MAGA. You have the blind idiot supporters like Cat Turd, that guy on X, who, I mean, Trump could fart in his face and he'd come up with a positive reason why that happened and how it's good for America. For the rest of us who are actually objective about what we're looking at and what we're getting, you need to be, if you want to be real, you need to be fair, and you need to call balls and strikes. You need to call the whole game, not just the parts of the game that are the best for you. And when I was talking earlier in the last video about MAGA kind of being dead, because this is the MAGA thing is kind of Trump's baby. He's the one that created that. The ideology itself is America first. Patriots who care about this country. That's the core of the ideology. He doesn't own that. But he wants to own MAGA. Go ahead, make America great again. Now, that he's kind of veering off, and he's not really doing that. And here's one of the examples here. It's Trump on the H-1B visas. He's talking to, this was the interview, this is supposed to be the softball interview with Laura Ingraham. And he's talking about the H-1B visas and the 600,000 Chinese students we're going to bring in so we can help out those poor leftist indoctrination schools. Let's start with the H-1B visa here.
Does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent.
We have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain...
He says we don't have talented people here. We don't have some people who throw crap at each other in India during a cow festival. Those are the idiots that we need over here to do these jobs. Those are the talented people. And what it is in actuality is not that they're talented, is that they're cheap labor. When they bring them in on these H-1B visas, which is an agreement between the agency they're dealing with and the company that's going to be picking up their contract here in the United States or wherever, they already make an agreement for their yearly pay. And it's much lower than the American worker. So they are not more talented of a worker. They're more of a slave labor worker. You're going to save a whole bunch of money to get them to do the job that an American could have done. But you're not going to give them the opportunity, or you're not going to train someone to be able to do that. That's not America first. So Trump's betraying his own talking points. MAGA's bullshit. If you're going to bring in a whole bunch of smelly Indians to come in and do the job at half the pay of a real American, and screw over Americans, and you don't just screw over the person that could have gotten the job. You screw the rest of us over that have to call customer service or have to call IT support. And then we get this, oh, thank you for calling, Mr. Matthew. I'm so sorry about you. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? What are you saying right now? My name's not Mr. Matthew. Maybe that's how you address people in your shit country. That's not how we do it here. I'm not Mr. Matt. So we're going to bring over these goddamn Indians to take this fucking job, and Mr. Make America Great Again is the fucking one that's saying, oh no, we need a bunch of stinking Indians to do it.
Talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
exactly.
I'll give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
Does that mean the H-1B?
So what you need those people. I know we disagree. No, you're disagreeing with your entire base that voted you in. America first. Some North or South Koreans that were brought in to make stuff at a Hyundai plant is not America first. You didn't give any Americans jobs in that scenario. You gave people from other countries those jobs. That's not America first. That's the exact opposite of America first. So the America first candidate is now telling us, you kind of need to bring people from these other countries that are trained on how to do this. And Laura makes a really good point. How did we do it before? How did you train Americans to do it before? Did you not train anyone to do it? We didn't just grab everybody from another country. You taught Americans here at home how to do these jobs. They say, no. You gotta cut out the middleman. Just bring out the people that already know how to do it. We can't waste our time training Americans here on how to do this. You grab somebody from North or South Korea that already knows how to do it. You bring them over here and you put them right to work. That's what we have to do. That's not America first. I'm sorry. I've been a fan of President Trump. For the most part, I've liked what he's done. But for everybody else out there, you want to call yourselves MAGA or whatever, there's a foundation to MAGA, and it's America first. If you're not following that, you're not real. You're a blind follower to Trump, like the left are blind followers to whatever ideology the Democrats are coming up with, or whatever the left is pushing. And then they just blindly follow that. That's what you are. You don't have any morality. You don't have any reasoning for it. I mean, they could kick your dog down the road and you'd say, well, I love it. It's great just because it's your party that's doing it and you'll blindly support them. So here's Jimmy Dore here talking a little bit more about the 600,000 Chinese students Trump's talking about.
And Trump completely imploded. People are going nuts. His base, not me. These are people that are MAGA are going crazy over this because Donald Trump and he said he's going to try to get people to get a 50-year mortgage. 50-year mortgage.
Yeah, that was another thing, though.
You know what that sounds like? You'll own nothing and be happy. That's what that.
Yeah, none of the other conversations in the White House had to walk this back. Was they were playing around with the idea of 50-year mortgages. So the thought process they're trying to put out with that is, because right now the general one is a 30-year mortgage. So now you're going to extend it by 20 more years. And the argument that they're making is, well, everyone's payments overall will be cheaper because we're extending the time. So that will make a house more affordable. More people will be able to live the American dream and buy a house. But the math just doesn't add up because the taxes and the interest you're going to pay throughout double that time is going to be so much more. You'll pay more in the interest going for 50 years than what your home will actually be worth. I mean, as far as the mortgage lenders go, this is a dream come true for them. They'll make double or triple the money they would on a 30-year. They're already ripping us all off with the 30-year mortgage and all the bullshit payments that are in it. Never mind if you extend it to 50. And you'll have to buy a fucking house at 10 years old in order to own it within a reasonable amount of time and not, more than halfway to your deathbed. I mean, God forbid you buy the house at 50 years old, you'll be dead before you own it. So the 50 years old is going to be the cutoff if you have a 50-year mortgage. You definitely have to buy the fucking thing beforehand, or you won't live to see the part where it says you're the proud full owner of it. So I mean, another ridiculous thing. This isn't draining the swamp or America first. These things. This is literally the swamp.
That sounds like. He told that they needed to bring in 600,000 Chinese students so that the universities in America don't lose money. I thought they were your enemy, but now I'm going to show you. Let's see what this is about. Let's see. I think this is the one about the Chinese students. Let's listen.
Folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money?
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have. China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
It would make some people happy. It was supposed to fucking make you happy. That was your platform you ran on. America first. Don't bring a whole bunch of illegals and people from other countries in to take the jobs and opportunities and things for Americans. And then he splits it and goes, well, I suppose if we didn't invite them in and then and we found another alternative for the colleges or Americans went there, I suppose it will make some people happy. It's your fucking platform. What do you mean some people?
As Laura Ingraham says, so what?
Yeah.
So what?
The colleges are left-wing indoctrination centers. Who gives a fuck if they all go out of business and they don't run anymore? Who gives a shit? Now, Trump, who has rebelled against the colleges, who's put fines against them, penalties if they were letting these Palestinian marches and protests and everything go on. And he said he was going to penalize them for all of this, went after them and attack them and to try to get their leadership removed. Now gives a shit if the college can stay open and run. And they're going to make enough money. And maybe we need some 600,000 Chinese immigrants who half or all of them are going to be fucking spies for the Chinese Communist Party. So they're going to steal as much information and everything that they can from the United States, take it back to their home country. We're going to bring them in to save the fucking colleges that we don't want because they're left-wing indoctrination centers. I once again, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Who cares? So you've got a business that can't sustain itself. So what? So we don't need all these universities to educate our children? Let's get rid of them, the ones that we don't need. I thought that you were against the lefty liberal universities that push woke politics. So now you want to save them by bringing in 600,000 foreign students that are going to muscle out American students from those same and there she is, Laura Ingraham. So what? So what? Laura, this is supposed to be a softball interview. Okay, she already wrecked him on the H-1B visa. She already wrecked him on his proposal for 50-year mortgages. And now she's wrecking him on the 600,000 Chinese. And he's not ready for this interview. And it's a softball. She's on his side. This isn't Rachel Maddow. This isn't Jake Tapper. This is Laura Ingraham at Fox News. Okay. I back it up.
So, and then the final one I'm going to do here to really put a nail in the coffin for the MAGA and just the bullshit that he's talking, basically, because it's not, he's not being legit. If you're going to make threats about certain things that you're going to do, you're not going to do, and then you turn around and you do the exact opposite of that, then all of the talk was bullshit. I mean, you can say and threaten everything that you want, but just because you're pissy about it or something, I mean, that's childish bullshit. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Be about it. Don't fucking flip on it 5 minutes later. I'll give you another example. I'm going to get into this when he invites fucking Mom Donnie into the White House. So this is the next update. The socialist communist I'll finish up with this one. The socialist communist who Trump said he was going to stop federal funds to New York. He was going to actively work against Mom Donnie for having a socialist communist Democrat as mayor of Boston, a mayor of New York, excuse me. And then turns around, invites the guy to the White House to congratulate. First of all, when do we invite fucking mayors to the White House? Who gives a fuck about a mayor? If you're talking about a governor who's going to be more in communication with the president, I get that. House representatives, Senate representatives, obviously. A fucking mayor? And, by the way, the one that you said you were actively going to rebel against and shoot this guy down. Now you invite him to the fucking White House and give him a congratulations for winning.
I don't want to predict. I would have said that would have been one of my early ones. I did 8 peace deals of countries, including in India, Pakistan. You could even go, in fact, they're coming here in a week or two, go to the Congo and Rwanda. That was 10 million people dead, and we worked something out on that. But so many. And the one I thought would have been, for me, because I have a very good relationship with President Putin, I thought that would have been maybe quicker. But it does take 2 to tango. And now you just see all the death. And, it doesn't affect us other than the fact that we don't want to see all those people. That really, it's on the other side of the ocean. It's a war that should have never happened. It did happen. I blame the person also sitting right behind this desk. This is a war that should have never happened, and it wouldn't have happened if I were president. But we're trying to save a lot of lives. They're losing 25,000 lives over the last short period of time. That's Ukrainian and Russian, and it's a shame.
What happens if President? I want to ask the mayor-elect about a House resolution just passed overwhelmingly to condemn socialism, including with 86 Democrats, all of House Dem leadership, and the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, despite his endorsement of you. What's your reaction to that?
I have to be honest with you, I focused very little on resolutions. Frankly, I've been focusing...
Condemn socialism.
I understand. I think the focus is on the work at hand. I can tell you I am someone who is a democratic socialist. I've been very open about that. And I know there might be differences about ideology, but the place of agreement is the work that needs to be done to make New York City affordable. That's what I look forward to.
And I want to clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist. And your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
And I wanted to ask you also about this Ukraine plan.
Yeah.
President Zelensky said today that his country would risk either giving up a partner or giving up its dignity. There's been criticism that this deal...
You mean he doesn't like it?
It's unclear. He was sort of
Well,
tenuous.
he'll have to like it, and if he doesn't like it, then they should just keep fighting, I guess.
The suggestion that you made, though, was that if he doesn't accept it, that the U.S. would.
So this goes on for a little bit more. He congratulates him for winning as mayor of New York, but this is something that I said online in one thread on TikTok, where I said, you know what, we're just in the Matrix. It just feels like we're in the Matrix. And somebody put question mark in the Matrix. He meets with Mamdani and then Matrix. What are you talking about? It's like it doesn't. The whole thing seems like it's catered for us to just play along as an already established loop. It doesn't matter what decision you make. It's the end result is going to be the same anyway. You remember those books that I think you can still get them, but like the adventure books, right? So you're reading the story and then you get to a point and you go, okay, if you want to take the left path, turn to page 40. If you go to the right path, turn to page 25. And then depending on whatever decision you make, you go to that one and it tells you, okay, you keep continuing on the adventure and it went, everything's fine. Or you went on the left path and walked into a bog and died, and it was the wrong path. And then you have to go back to that original page, and if you want to get through to the end of the story and make that second choice and try to get your way through the adventure. But it's all in the same book. All of it is predetermined, which one the choice you're going to make and what happens. There's not an extra one that magically appears when you make it. And this just seems like the same thing. It's all been, he says he's going to drain the swamp and he becomes the swamp, or he was the swamp the entire time. The socialist communist is sitting with him this is a socialist Democrat should be antithetical to everything that the United States is. And that gets voted into office anyway. I mean, putting a bunch of socialists or communists in charge of the United States means it's not the United States anymore. We're something else. We're on our way to becoming a communist country. But the one thing we're not is the United States anymore. If you wanted to treat everything fairly, properly, everyone should be in open revolt against Zoran Mamdani. Instead, he's standing to the right of the president of the United States, and he's congratulating him on the win. I mean, that's just crazy town, is what it is. And there's a lot of things happening here with all of this stuff. None of it is America first. None of it is making America great again. So it's just really disappointing. I got 20 minutes. I don't even know if that'll run on TikTok or not, but it will on YouTube and Rumble. That's where we're at. Like, share, support the show, and subscribe. Thanks, everyone. More updates coming for you.